Comprehensive Business Services, 2685 Kimberly Road, next to Red Lobster. Call 359-7911.
Well, 22 minutes after 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, and I'm very honored to have in the studio a guest who will be in concert tonight at the First Assembly of God in Bettendorf, 18th Street in Bettendorf, Mr. Bruce Carroll. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's turn the microphone on first and try this again.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here.
That's glad. Good to see. Last time I saw you was in April down at
what was
GMA.
I doing?
GMA. You were playing
yeah.
down there, at the Dove Awards. And I didn't realize some of your background, where you came out of, an alcohol addiction, drug problem.
Yeah, all that. It's a good thing it's in the past.
Yeah. So tell us
Jesus
a
has
little bit
restored me. Well, I was a very rebellious kid, and I got in with the wrong people, and got hooked on drugs, trying to seek the life of a recording star, and it was a very, very fast life, and I got into trouble with it. Didn't know how to say no. Didn't have the Spirit of God inside of me. And got into my early 20s, and God, even then in His mercy and grace, even though I was not seeking after Him, poured out His love, or at least His presence of mind, or my presence of mind to, get out of the music business, because it was going to kill me otherwise. So I got sober and cleaned up and found out that I wasn't going to be able to sing those kind of songs anymore, because not that the music was bad, it was just the places that I had to go into and sing was bad, and I couldn't say no. So I began this odyssey of trying to get happy. And as anybody who is out there who knows Jesus, who used to try to get happy apart from Him, that's impossible. And it got to the point, because I'm such a hard-headed guy, it got to be to where, God really had to do some things in my life to get my attention. But He did, and in 1979 I surrendered to Jesus, and I've been wild and crazy for Him ever since.
Now, is it true that it was a member of your family?
My older brother led me to the Lord. He was a guy that I really looked up to, and when he called and told me that he'd been saved, it flipped me out. I was really embarrassed for him, and thought he was crazy, and frankly asked him to quit bothering me, because he would call me a couple times a month, and he'd send me Bibles and tracts, and really annoy me.
The persistence of a family member.
Absolutely. But you know what? He never, whenever I would challenge him or tell him to quit calling me or lashed back at him, he would always love me. And there was really something different in his life. And that caused me to take a look at my own. And a little over a year after he got saved, I got saved.
Now, as your life has gone on, and we're doing this to lead up to this song here, does your past come back to haunt you sometimes?
Oh, no, I don't let it. I mean, it tries to. The devil wants me to wallow in my past. He wants all us Christians to wallow in our past. But I say, hey, the past is behind us. God says, as far as the east is from the west, He throws all our sins and transgressions into the sea of forgetfulness. He doesn't even remember our past.
Oh, that's good news.
So, yeah, no kidding. So why do I want to remember it, So you know what I do?
Why?
I forget it.
All right.
That's what God does.
That's Bruce Carroll. Forget it. In concert tonight at First Assembly of God in Bettendorf. Tickets are available at the door. Don't worry about the weather. It'll be fine.
Indoors.
In a moment of weakness, you slipped and you fell.
Just forget it. Good advice from our guest, Bruce Carroll. Don't let the devil throw those things back up against you. Just forget it.
Amen.
That's off of his album, Richest Man in Town, on New Canaan Records. Well, let's go ahead and do that. I thought I had that.
How did that
set up
happen?
there. Oh, well. You were just mentioning, you're going to be a new album coming out?
New album coming out. It's done. It's in the can. It's a little bit more contemporary, mainstream.
And it's a new record label.
It's a new record label. Well, it's the same company. It's Word. See, the New Canaan label of Word, I believe that they started just for me, because I'm the only artist from that label that's still around. But they have done away with the New Canaan thing, and now I'm on Word, which is really the same thing.
Same company.
Same company.
Speaking of Word put out a big album by a lot of artists recently that's doing real well called Our Hymns, and you were involved in that project.
Yeah, I was.
Tell us a little about it.
Well, it was fun. We there was 10 of us, and Word had this idea to take old hymns and modernize them, update them, if you will, and let the artists do them the way that they kind of felt like doing them now.
Did you get to pick your own hymn? Okay.
Yeah, I did, and even though I didn't get any credit on the album for arranging it, I arranged it. That's been a sore spot, but so now it's off my chest. I feel better. Yeah, and the day of the photo shoot for the cover, all of us converged upon Word, and we all hopped in a tour bus.
Well, all of us. Let's go ahead. Some of these people may not know who
Amy
all
Grant,
involved.
Wayne Watson, Take Six, Michael W. Smith. Who else is on there?
just
just to name a few.
Petra, and of course Bruce Carroll.
And of course moi. And we took a little ride through downtown Nashville to this old abandoned elementary school, dirty old abandoned elementary school. And we went in there and just sort of hung out for 9 hours while they took photos.
Oh, that sounds like an exciting day.
Well, it was fun, and it was kind of weird because, so much has happened for me in a very short period of time, 4 years. Actually, I've been in full-time ministry, and, to see people that I have really admired for, a long time, Wayne Watson and Amy, and just to kind of be able to hang out with them and talk, and it's just kind of weird.
Rub shoulders and say, hey, we're buddies, my buddy here.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit. Why did you pick More Love to Thee?
Because I love the Lord with all my heart, with all my soul, and I just can't tell him enough.
You were just singing that to the Lord.
Yep.
All right, More Love to Thee off the Word Our Hymns project by Bruce Carroll in concert tonight at First Assembly of God. Her tickets available. We hope to see you there.
I'll do this.
More Love to Thee, Bruce Carroll off of the Word Project, Our Hymns. A lot of different artists on there. And Bruce, of course, is here in town to put on a concert tonight at First Assembly of God, and here in the studio with me, right here at FM 93.5. And was explaining, we were just talking about the first time that I had seen you perform was at the Dove Awards last year down in Nashville. And speaking of doves, you've had some experience with them, haven't you?
Yeah. Last year I was nominated for 5 and won 2. And it was a real honor. It took me by surprise.
A newcomer on the scene, right?
Yeah, I was a little embarrassed by it all, frankly. But it's a humbling thing, But I, took it in stride. I really had to pray, to get peace about whether or not it was okay to even be there, because I don't do this. I don't do what I do for awards, I had heard pros and cons about the Doves, that it was just an imitation of, the Grammys, and
look at how great we are.
And I didn't want to get caught up in that. So I prayed, and the Lord said, yeah, it's okay. Hey, all it is just your peers telling you that you did a good job. So have fun with it. Don't let it go to your head. And I've not seen them in months, I don't know.
Well, you just had mentioned a little bit earlier there that you don't do it for the awards or the acclaim. You have a ministry.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about
it. Or
it.
God has a ministry through me. Well, the ministry that God seems to have entrusted me with is one to the church. Not to say that it's not evangelical at times in nature, because it is. But I think the church in these latter days needs to get strong. And God seems to want to edify, encourage, and show people within the church that it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter what you've been involved with. He is in the restoration business, and he can take a life that's been totally torn apart by Satan, and he can put it back together better than it ever was before. And that I do a lot of things outside the church as well to try to evangelize, but I believe that once a church starts getting really strong and we start getting our act together, that just our lives is going to evangelize the world. People are going to look at us, they're going to see something different in us. They're going to go, whoa, what does that guy or gal have that I don't have. I want some of that. And that comes from being plugged in to the abundant life that we have that Jesus bought and paid for, and living that in our day-to-day lives.
We're going to have a good time tonight?
Pardon me?
Are we going to have a good time tonight?
Well, I sure am.
Oh, yeah. Everybody ought to come out. Don't have to worry about the weather. It's inside.
That's right. It's warm. It'll be great.
It'll be a good time. Bruce, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Bruce Carroll in concert tonight, First Assembly of God in Bettendorf, right on 18th Street. Tickets are $3, and they are available at the door. And one more song from Bruce before we say goodbye. Safe travels home.
Thanks.
Above and Beyond, the song that won a dove for Bruce Carroll.
All I ever wanted.
Music from the Singing Americans from 1984. We've got 15 minutes till 4 o'clock, and we've got a special guest with us today. Mr. Bruce Carroll's with us.
Hi.
How you doing today?
I'm great. How you doing?
Not too bad. Have a nice flight here. You did fly, didn't you?
Yes, I did. It was very nice.
Not too bad. You didn't slip and fall outside our parking lot
I
here?
almost did. I came very close to.
I think it was more slippery in the parking lot than the actual roads.
The roads
around
are
the Quad
fine,
Cities.
you know. But yeah, I got off the plane and I knew I was in the Midwest.
Wow.
The blast of Arctic.
You all ready for tonight?
Yeah, I am.
So you brought your guitar with you here. I suppose you can't play for us anything.
Well, no, I brought it because I needed to send it to the music store to get some new strings on it, and there's a little bit of work that needs to be done to it. Otherwise, I'd be more than happy to play something live.
You have to get ready for tonight and make sure you got all those strings taken care of.
Yeah, and I had a wire come loose on the inside, and if I don't get that fixed, then I can't plug it in.
Hopefully.
If I can't plug it in, I can't play it.
Well, you probably don't play piano, do you?
I play at it.
Play at it.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get the guitar fixed. So
Yeah.
we'll see what,
You don't wanna
what
hear me
happens
play
for
the piano.
tonight. Yeah, Bruce Carroll's going to be with us in concert tonight at 7:30, First Assembly of God Church. That's 1811 18th Street in Bettendorf. And he's with us in the studio today. And probably some of you listening today have a newsletter in front of you from January. I saw Bruce in here a little bit ago reading up, making sure we had all the stats right on him, see what's going on. But some people might be listening today and not have read that. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got into Christian music?
Oh, boy.
Little influences on you, maybe?
Well, I got saved, first of all, in 1979. And ever since I've fallen in love with Jesus, I've pretty much wanted to sing for him. And moved to Nashville 4 years ago, and the Lord just started to move. He started opening up doors, and I had been writing Christian songs and singing them in local churches for about 3 years. And he just opened the doors, put me with Word, and I just finished my third album. Comes out in March.
Wow.
Yeah.
Will we
Lord
hear some of
is
that
amazing.
some of that new stuff tonight in concert?
2 or 3 of the songs, I think.
Push in a little bit of some of that.
Yeah.
We've got a song ready to go here. You want to introduce it for us?
Yeah. This is a song that I wrote with Paul Overstreet. It's called Cross Your Heart.
Well, there we go. Bruce Carroll from his CD entitled Richest Man in Town. Let's listen to this.
At the start of the day, do you kneel and pray, or do you go your own way all alone? Don't you know there's a plan, and it's all in the hands of the one at the right of the throne? Does Jesus ever cross your heart? Are you walking by yourself in the dark? Has your soul been saved, rescued from the grave? Does Jesus ever cross your heart? Have you given thought to what his precious blood has bought? Do you wonder why he had to die? You see, sin has a price. He, the sinless sacrifice, who paid the debt for you and I. Does Jesus ever cross your heart? Are you walking by yourself in the dark? Has your soul been saved, rescued from the grave? Does Jesus ever cross your heart? walking by yourself in the dark? Has your soul been saved, rescued from the grave? Does Jesus ever cross your heart? Does Jesus ever cross your heart? Are you walking by yourself in the dark? Has your soul been saved, rescued from the grave? Does Jesus ever cross your heart? Does Jesus ever cross your heart? Does Jesus ever cross your heart?
Bruce Carroll coming to the Quad Cities for a pre-Share-a-thon concert Friday, February 2nd at First Assembly of God, 1811 18th Street, Bettendorf. Join us for a night filled with music and praise.
Above and beyond my needs, your love is carrying me.
Tickets are only $3 and are available at the Family Bookstore, Straightway, and the First Assembly of God Church in Bettendorf.
Something good's bound to happen to me. Let go and let God, as she stands and listens to the driving nail.
Don't miss Bruce Carroll in concert Friday, February 2nd at 7:30 p.m. First Assembly of God, 1811 18th Street, Bettendorf.
Yeah, that should be a fun time. We've got Bruce Carroll in the studios with us this afternoon. And some of those songs you said you hadn't sung too much.
I haven't done
Let
Go, Let God in a long time, but I just might have to pull that one out tonight.
Yeah, we like that song. We play a number of songs. Of course, you know that there's some on this CD that we played just over there and some just over here just because the style's a little different. But try to
multi-style.
play it around.
I just can't help it.
Yeah.
I just sing all kinds of styles.
Yeah, I was telling you while we were in the break there that we heard you on Gospel Greats about 3 or 4 weeks ago with Paul Heil, trying to describe your style, and it's just a little bit different.
Well,
it's distinctly Bruce Carroll.
Yeah, there you go. I'm not sure that it's any one thing.
Which reminds me, any particular artists that maybe have helped you put yourself in a niche all your own to be Bruce Carroll? Necessarily any?
Well, growing up, I when I was a kid, I really liked Peter, Paul, and Mary and Bob Dylan. Then I sort of progressed into Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young and James Taylor and Dan Fogelberg. But I also liked country people like Jerry Jeff Walker and Michael Martin Murphy. I liked a broad basis of
a lot of people that specialize in the guitar work that you do and acoustic kind of style.
A lot of acoustic people, but I also liked Ray Charles. I also liked the blues, because I don't sing the blues no more.
Yeah. Praise God, with Jesus in your heart, you don't need to sing that.
That's right.
That's good. Next song we're going to play, maybe you could tell us how this song came to be. It's called Something Good Is Bound to Happen.
Well, this is kind of my theme song, I think. It's based on Romans 8:28. It says, "And we know all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to His purpose." And it just simply states that no matter what the situation or circumstance is, God's in control, and something good is bound to happen.
Seems like this day you had a lot of trouble, but you were just determined that something good is bound to happen.
Always.
We'll hear this song and hear more from Bruce Carroll in just a moment.
I woke up late this morning, the alarm clock just quit working, and I promptly spilled hot coffee all over me. A mile of angry traffic knows my fuel pump is a goner, and I'm staring through locked windows at my keys. But something good is bound to happen, or the devil would not be working overtime. But you're always here beside me, and because of you I see that something good is bound to happen to me. My boss came in to tell me that they're taking new directions, and he's sorry, but he has to let me go. I just spent all our seconds trying to hold it all together, but I can make it through it all because I know something good is bound to happen, or the devil will not be working overtime. But you're always here beside me, and because of you I see that something good is bound to happen to me. It's always one thing or another to make us feel discouraged, but I get so encouraged with just one word from you. Something good is bound to happen, or the devil would not be working overtime. But you're always here beside me, and because of you I see something good is bound to happen to me. Something good is bound to happen to me.
Well, that's a good song. I like that. Something good is bound to happen. It's nice to know that no matter what our circumstances, the Lord can bring about good.
That's right. I don't give the
Through
devil
whatever those
nothing
are.
no more. If he wants
That's
to fool
right.
with me, that's fine, but the victory's mine because of Jesus.
That's right. And we're kind of help spread the victory with this radio station here in the Quad Cities.
Praise the Lord.
And you being here tonight is part of our pre-Share-a-thon rally.
Great.
Getting ready for our Share-a-thon the 12th, 13th, and 14th of February.
Yeah, I think my buddy Ray's coming in.
Yes. Have you
Ray
met
Bolts.
Ray Bolts?
Man, Ray and I are pals.
I think he's from Indiana, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a Midwesterner.
And you're from Nashville now?
Well, I live in Nashville. I was born in Smyrna, Georgia, and grew up in Texas.
Georgia. Wow. So you've been down south all the time.
Yeah, but I lived in Iowa for a while.
I saw that said Texas and Iowa. So I
3
think
years, yeah.
there's some kind of roots
So-
here in Iowa too.
So I know all about these Midwestern winters.
Oh boy, too bad. I wish you didn't know, but oh well. We're here celebrating Christian radio. I was wondering what you could tell us why Christian radio. Why is it so important?
Well, because it's such a wonderful medium to reach people for Jesus. You know, it's great to be able to turn your radio on and to be encouraged through Christian music and teaching. Of course, I just a personal view here think that Christian radio ought to be music,
right.
and as much as you can get. You know, because there's like a lot of people hop in the car and they drive 5 minutes, and you know it's kind of hard to get into a teaching and then not be able to hear it all. You know, whereas like 5 minutes
So
you
at least
might be
all
able
this
to
you
hear a
can
couple
put
songs.
teaching into a 3-minute song. And
That's right.
Put it
So,
that way.
yeah,
It's
but
probably easy to remember sometimes too.
Yeah, really.
So
You know, but it's a very valuable asset for us to have Christian radio, and that's why I don't mind, doing these kind of things.
Right.
Coming in and supporting a Christian radio station.
Right. We got a Share-a-thon coming up in less than 2 weeks away, the 12th, 13th, and 14th. Bruce Carroll's here tonight in concert to help us with Share-a-thon. And probably your newest song, we'll probably hear this tonight too. It's called More Love to Thee.
Yeah, that's off of a compilation album, off of a hymns album. It's called Our Hymns. It's on Word. And they asked me to pick out a hymn and do it the way I felt like doing it. So I picked out More Love to Thee because I love the Lord so much.
Great. That's how it came out. And here it is, Bruce Carroll. More Love to Thee on AM 1580.
Country Gospel Connection, KBQC, Davenport.
2 minutes after 4 o'clock, you're listening to AM 1580, your Country Gospel Connection. Well, Bruce, any closing thoughts? I thought maybe I'd give you a chance if you had some things to say to maybe aspiring musicians that maybe want to do what you do. Anything you could say to people, how they could get started or what?
Just, if Jesus wants you to do it, you'll do it.
And he'll open the doors.
Yeah, that's right. You know, and I mean, I'm not trying to be funny with that. It's just, you know, God has been so obviously in charge of opening the doors and closing the doors. I will say that things didn't really start happening for me until I got to the point, by the grace of God, to where I didn't care if I ever played music again. And
sometimes he has to push us that far to...
Well, yeah, you know, because there will be no gods before me, saith the Lord, and he doesn't want... You know, he's a jealous God, and music was an idol in my life, and I had to die.
You did music before you were saved, too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Before 79?
Yeah, country music. So, you know, I would just say press into God.